Today we are here to launch our initiative. We managed to bring a group of people from diverse countries, from Algeria, from Ghana, from South Africa, Zimbabwe as well, to discuss the issue of sort of Africa's energy future and Africa's energy transition. We're calling it a think and do tank. Our focus is on working in areas where we can actually have impact, right? And so what we're trying to look at is policies that are already developed that we can focus on implementation. I think in the climate space, the challenge has been a lot of commitments which have not been followed up. And so every summit or every COP, there's another commitment and things. So what we're trying to say is, what are the areas that we can actually focus on to actually get implementation? Because what you want is actually the impact in terms of changing the realities of a lot of African nationals, right? And so that's what we've been trying to do today to launch this initiative. I think the first thing is to also make it accessible, right? We have to make energy more accessible, whether it's for the household level, so that involves the clean cooking, as well as just sort of power to develop. So what we are trying to work on is to say, so if the declaration that's coming out of the Africa Climate Summit today speaks of a commitment to increase renewable energy, how do you implement that? So if you're saying it's 300 gigawatts of renewable energy on the continent, Kenya is already planning for 100 gigawatts. So we'll work with Kenya in terms of how do you get to 100 gigawatts, and also in other countries that we work in. So we currently work in Sierra Leone, Ghana, and we're trying to work as well in some of the Southern African countries. And so for us is, how do you move that commitment to reality? And so if we get 50 megawatts or gigawatts of renewable energy in one country, how do you get that, in all the countries so that you can achieve that commitment? And so we are available to work with governments, civil society, as well as private sector in terms of trying to achieve some of these goals. So for us, youth is central. I think if you saw the speaker today, Charop Soy, she said one of the things is that the youth are just not included, right? And so for us, even this is just the first step, to include them in these policy discussions, because a lot of these policy discussions, you never hear someone bring the youth element to it. And so for us, that is central to us, and that's why we have a youth constituency available at our meeting.